CTV Community Television presents The Focus Program, hosted by Paul Dingeman.
Well, we're into the month of November already. Just amazing how fast this year has gone by. And we've got our first event for the Christmas season we're going to talk about with Deb Johnson and Sandy Kammer from St. Clair County Community Mental Health. We're going to do that in just a second. Also, Mike Mercantante will be along from the St. Clair County Library. And Pan Shermer will be along to talk about who and what the Blue Water Sutterbug program is here in St. Clair County. So that's our program. Welcome, Deb Johnson, back to the set. Nice to see you.
Nice to see
you.
you.
Brought along a new person, one of the illustrious CMH Players, Sandy Kammer. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Focus Set.
Thank you.
Talk to me about what's happening at St. Clair County Community Mental Health.
Well, we are going to be putting on Yes, Virginia, There's a Santa Claus, November 5th at noon, and that's a free show. And then November 6th and 7th at 7 p.m., it'll be at St. Clair County Community College in the Performing Arts Center. And it's only $5. It's a great show. And, you know, usually I bring Brian Day with me.
Yes.
He's the director. He's directed every play from the beginning, but he's actually getting his master's degree. We're very proud of
Wonderful.
him in social work. And Sandy Kammer, who is the Associate Director of Operations for our agency, is in the play this year. This is her second play. Well, since she's been at CMH, I don't know. She might have been an actress in her younger day. I don't know. But anyway, so I thought I would bring Sandy here because for a couple of reasons. One, because she's in the play, and she can, if you have specific questions, she might be able to answer them. But also because she understands the importance of the play and how it helps the people that we serve and why we do it and things like that. So.
Well, let's get into that. Sandy, where did you perform on the stage before?
I have not performed on the stage
Well,
before.
last year.
Besides last year in our play, yes. So last year I had a small role, and this year I have two small roles in the play. So
Every role is important. There's no small
Yes.
roles. They're all big roles.
yes.
So talk to me about the play. It's an old play. Some people have seen it, some people haven't.
It's about Virginia O'Hanlon, who is a little girl whose friends tell her there is not a Santa Claus. And
Those are not nice friends.
Those
No.
are not nice friends at all. So she writes a letter to the New York Sun asking if there is a Santa Claus. And the individual, Mr. Church, who works for the paper, sends her a letter back. Mr. Church suffers from depression and substance abuse, and this too is a recovery moment for him when he gets this letter from Virginia, the little girl, and he writes a letter back to her empowering her that there is a Santa Claus.
And this is a true story.
This is a true story.
And it was back from
1897.
1897? Okay.
And that helped him in his recovery, right?
Yes.
Writing the letter back. And one of the things that's interesting about our plays is it includes people that receive services from us. Might be people with mental illness, developmental disability. Obviously, we do not discriminate.
Right.
And people that provide services, people that work for us, and then just people from the community who are interested in being in the plays. And we've had some quite a fair number, I guess, of community actors in the past. We even had Paul Miller one year, you know, from
Oh my golly.
Radio First.
Yeah.
He totally enjoyed it. He thought it was just a fabulous experience. But so anyway, that's one of the things we do, and it's one of our anti-stigma initiatives. We started it actually in 2005. And basically, we wanted to show that people are multidimensional. They have a lot of strengths and talents, and there are people that are incredibly talented that receive services from us, as well as community, etc. And one play that was super interesting. I had high school students behind me, and I could hear them saying, "Oh, that's for sure the person that has the disability, for sure. Look at that person." And that time it was Mike McCartan.
Oh my God.
And who was our former director. I'm sure
Yeah.
most of the viewing audience knows
Right.
that. But it wasn't. So one of the things that's important is to not not stereotype, not stigmatize people, things like that. So that, I think it's interesting, and I think that I think it shows a lot of, well, it shows the diversity of the folks that are in the play and all their talents, and our message is always don't see people as their disability. You know, there are lots of things, including actors and actresses.
Yeah.
I think that it's interesting that you guys have done this play before, but you do it again because there's so much value to it.
Mm-hmm. And
For the actors as well as for the audience.
Right.
It puts everybody on an equal playing field. I mean, we're all there, all the actors and actresses have the same mission, and it is to, you know, put on a good performance. And when we're practicing and during the performance, we're just supporting each other as actors and actresses. And it's a real homogeneous group, and we all get along. And, you know, last year when I was in the play, I too did not know who was a person that received supports from us. And
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
because
wonderful.
we just all connect, and it's a very good, positive, inspirational experience.
How about location and dates?
Okay, I will tell you that. So Port Huron, I told you, SC4 Fine Arts Theater, November 5th, 6th, and 7th. Tickets can be purchased at the door, or you can get them in advance from CMH,
Okay.
or by calling the number I think you're flashing on your screen
Yeah.
periodically. And then it'll be in Lapeer at the Pix Theater on Friday, November 20th, at 2 shows, 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and then in Sandusky at the Firebird
Oh
Theater.
my God, you got a big series.
12 p.m. and 7. And I think we didn't mention this, but this play, since we've started pretty much, it's been a 3-county event. So there are sometimes, usually, actors, actresses from each of the counties. Those were the original counties in the Alliance, the Thumb Alliance that we were a part of. Our alliance or region has expanded. I mentioned that, I think,
Right.
before when I was on the show.
Right.
It includes Genesee now, but we still invite Lapeer and Santa Claus to participate and then host in their county. One of the things I wanted to mention is we are also offering sponsorship opportunities to, you can, like for $10, you could give a, you know, break a leg message, or, you know, one of those nice things.
Yes.
Or all the way up to $500, because we need to help offset the cost of this play. And even though we've lost money on it, we talked about the value to the people that we serve and to the community. And so we're going to continue to do it regardless, but it would help if there's anybody out there that would like to sponsor. Sponsorship opportunities are also on our, I don't know if, I'm not positive it's on the website, but you can contact us at CMH, and we can make sure you get a form.
So we've both thrown the website and the phone number up for reaching you. But it's important that you could use a little financial support for this operation, and people get some notoriety and know they have a great feeling for Christmas that they've helped somebody else.
Right, and they'll get good publicity too. So, like, if I'd already had a big sponsor, I would be mentioning them right now on this show. And so, you know, we'll do that, and any radio things that I do, and in the newspaper, and then in the playbill that we hand out that night. So it's an advertising opportunity for folks.
How many people in the cast?
Oh, I think about 22.
Oh, it's a big cast.
It's a very large cast this year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and people that we support, and everybody in the play has an opportunity. They learn behind the scenes set. If, you know, they're not quite ready to be an actor or actress, they have that opportunity. Lighting, setting, they put together all the sets, and it's just a great all-around experience. We can use every year anybody that would like to contribute in any way or form.
Is there a lot of rehearsal time involved?
Yeah, it's about 6 weeks, one night a week, and then the week before the play, we practice every night. So.
Great. Have I missed anything, Deb?
So I don't think so. So hopefully you'll come out, and lots of other people will come see it too.
Well, that'd be fun.
It's a great night. It's a fun play, and it's a nice venue for it too.
Oh, that's a great little theater.
It is. It's a great little theater. It's small, so you almost feel like you're a part of all the action.
The 6th and the 7th of November, 7 o'clock is performances. Tickets are available from CMH or at the door.
Correct.
Deb, I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
I think you're back next week.
I think so.
And next we have, we're staying with the county today, the St. Clair County Library system. They just had a big grand opening up in Capac. We got some fresh pictures of that, and we're going to talk to Mike Mercantante. So stay tuned. Welcome back. And Mike Mercantante, nice to see you. Welcome back, sir, my friend. You were here, a year or so ago, but you were wearing a different hat at the time. So ThumbFest 2015, 15 was number 14. So you had great crowds, great weather.
It was another very successful festival. Well, the weather, we had a little bit of rain, but that cooled everything off because it was such a hot day, and people were actually dancing in the mud and stuck around and enjoyed it. They got cooled off, and then it was a great festival after that.
How many musicians showed up?
I think we had 53 different individual performers or groups.
Oh my God, it's just growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, it's an exciting time.
You are here not to talk about music, although we love to talk about that with you. You're here to talk in your new hat, your other hat that you've changed from a person who worked in the branches of the St. Clair County Library system. You're now at the main library, and you are in customer relations?
I'm the community relations and Friends Development Coordinator for the host countywide library system.
So let's talk first about Friends. I know there's a very active group in the St. Clair Library and also the Marine City Library of Friends, but talk to those that might not know what the Friends groups do.
Well, Friends groups they're really like our third hand at the library. You know, you have your two hands, and a lot of times you need an extra hand to get a job done or something like that, and the Friends groups are just invaluable that way. They are all volunteers, so they give that really precious commodity of theirs, which is time, which is so hard to come by these days. They come in, they organize book sales, they organize bake sales. They're very strong advocates for the library. They help out with fundraising activities. They help promote and sponsor programs that go beyond our normal budget. They help provide much needed equipment for the library. So really, they're just a very necessary piece of the library. They kind of take like a library is a good service. With a good Friends group, you provide a great service.
Oh, okay, that's a good comparison. If people are interested, how do they become involved as a friend?
You can go to any one of your local branches, and I think every one of the 11 branches in the county have Friends groups. So you can just walk into your branch, and there's either an application to fill out, or you can talk to the branch lead or the library staff there, and they can help hook you up with who you need to talk to. And also, if you go onto the St. Clair County Library website page, there's a Friends Corner on there, and you can click on there, and the contact information should be there. You
brought along some pictures that we're going to throw up on the back screen here about a story that's going on out in Capac.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Well, this is a great example of what a Friends group can do, and they have a wonderful Friends group out in Capac. And as I learned about this story, I kind of think of the book, The Little Engine That Could. They're like the little library Friends group that could. And what happened is, for years, they've been saving their money and helping sponsor and fund various library projects and stuff. But they always kind of saw, as the Capac community was growing, they saw the opportunity, or they wanted to have the opportunity to perhaps expand the library, because the existing library is, as you can see, it's in a historic storefront there.
But the existing is only on the right,
on the left there. Okay. And it's long and narrow. And so as the needs of the 21st century kind of came in, and we need, the demands were for more computers and things like that, things got kind of tight in there as we, honored the traditional library services and tried to expand into the more modern things. And as luck would have it, the building next door became available. It had been vacant for a while, and I don't know whether the bank reclaimed it or something like that, but it went up for sale. And the Friends group And they have a small but very dedicated group out there. The Friends group said, hey, you know, we've got some money. Let's see if we can go to the bank and buy this building for the library. You know, I mean, okay, dream big, huh?
Right.
And so they did, and they talked to the bank, and the bank said, well, we want this much money. And what we can do is, because we believe in the library and everything, we'll bring it down to here, except the Friends had like this much money.
Right.
So there's quite a bit of a gap there. And so the bank said, well, you know, that's the best we can do. And I think for some people, they would just take no for an answer.
Right.
Like, you know, nice try, but, you know, we'll do something else with the money. But the Friends members out there just, you know, they believed in what they were doing. So they thought, okay, we're not just going to take no for an answer. We're going to go out and start networking amongst the community and see what we can do about raising additional funds. So they worked their magic over the months, and then they got the local DDA to kick in some money too. So that gap started to narrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bank said, well, you know, they're generating interest. We'll kick in a little bit too. So they lowered the gap. Getting closer. I think I can, you know. And then there was a memorial donation from a loyal patron who unfortunately passed away, but loved the library so much that they donated part of their estate to the library. And suddenly you're like this. So it's like so close.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is sort of the magic of the story is they just said, we're going to do this. So they went out in their community and started having extra bake sales. They organized raffles.
Famous old bake sales.
Absolutely. And a staff member organized some sort of 5K run, which I'm too old to participate in. Too old, not a shape. But, you know, they raised a bunch of money that way. And next thing you know, boom.
They made it.
They made it. They closed on the building last year. And they started construction in the summer of 2014. Well, and that's another interesting part of the story is they got the building, right? Okay, but the building was this empty shell of a place. Library can't use that. Right. So it's like they spent all their money pretty much on buying the building. So they worked their magic again, went out amongst the community, talked to people, and they got a contractor to volunteer his time to oversee the whole renovation project. They got a licensed plumber and a licensed electrician to do all that for free. They volunteered. One of the staff members' husbands redid the floors. If you look at the floors are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. You know, so he did that. The drywall was put up. A lot of the materials were donated by the community. So it's like that old-fashioned barn raising. Yeah. Well, it was like a K-PAC library raising. Right. You know, the whole community kind of got involved, and they took this empty shell of a building.
Well, they did a great job.
Yep. And they're going to have an open house on Thursday, November 12th from 5 to 7 out there.
So the public's invited.
Public's invited. We've invited a lot of politicians and Board of Commissioners and lots of notable figures. And it's a great story to show how much libraries mean to their communities. And this was a total community
involvement. And this is not
involvement.
a unique story. I mean, in St. Clair, they put the kids edition on, and Jason Steyer and the whole committee made that children's room just spectacular.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? And, they did a great job there.
And Candace Miller stopped by numerous times to Algonac and to St. Clair.
Yep, the latest edition was down in Ira a couple months ago, and the township down there allocated money for that, and they basically doubled the size of the building, just like they did here in K-PAC too. And Candace Miller showed up, and she donated a bunch of books from the Library of Congress. Senator Pavlov was there, the township supervisor. You could just see the pride in the faces of people.
Well, we encourage people to, now that they've seen it can happen, to get involved in their local friends group and see what they can add.
Yep. Every little bit counts, and it's not a huge time commitment. So if you're thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to be there 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week or something, it's not like that at all. You can just volunteer to do a bake sale, or we have visitor count weeks or something like that. Or if you have something really cool like an Easter egg hunt, you can put eggs out for the kids to, or pop popcorn. There's lots of really fun things to do. Or if you're just a total book lover, the libraries get tons of donations, and we really need the Friends members to kind of help sort through books and
Simple things.
simple things, but
That
look,
really, really help.
yeah, but those simple things, look what they can lead to. It's
Mike, please keep us informed of what's going on in the library
Absolutely.
system. We're so fortunate to have a strong, viable system here in the county.
and we're very lucky to have a strong community support too, because libraries really are a cornerstone of every community, and we're doing our best to provide the best service.
They
we
said
can.
they were going to go away about 20 years ago.
Nah.
The internet was going to take over, but that certainly hasn't worked
No,
out.
no. You can only. A friend of mine just gave me a Nook the other day, or actually, that was about 2 months ago, and I looked at it once or twice. I still like to read a book, and I
Got to
think,
hold it in your hand.
Yep, and it's a great technology, but you're not going to replace the human factor. I think there's a saying out there that you can Google a question, you'll get 1 million answers. A librarian will give you the one right one.
That's a very good one.
Yeah.
We'll end on that. That's
Yeah.
a great one. A librarian will give you the right answer.
Yeah.
Mike Mercantante, that's the man. He's from St. Clair County Library System. We'll have him back more often than not, and we'll certainly see you for ThumbFest 2016. We'll be back with a group that's maybe you haven't heard about before, the Blue Water Sutterbug Club. Talk to you in a minute. There's a club in St. Clair County that tries to preserve the beauty of the area with the river and the lakes and the trees and the foliage. That group is called the Blue Water Sutterbugs. Representing them today is Pam Sherman. Nice to see you. Welcome. You're from out in the Columbus Township area.
Yes, I live
Got
out there.
a nursery business out there.
Yes, we have Sherman Nursery Farms.
For years and years and years you've been out there.
Quite a few now. It just seemed to, we moved out there in '76, and the nursery really started in the early '90s. So we've been in landscaping and lawn maintenance and nursery business since 1969.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes.
So, but you have an avocation, you have a hobby.
I have a hobby. I love to take pictures.
Okay.
And if you ever look at our website, all the pictures on our website for the business I've taken.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
All but one.
I have looked at your
Yeah,
website,
yes.
and there's some beautiful pictures there.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah.
your husband cutting the grass.
Yes, that's Howard out there cutting grass one day. We had to, represent the whole business.
Yes, right. Talk to me about Blue Water Shutterbugs. What is it?
Blue Water Shutterbug Camera Club is a group that likes to promote photography in the area. We want photographers to join us, and we do educationals, meetings once a month,
Okay.
except for August and December.
Okay.
And we do competition, which can be either digital or prints. But to be honest, now, in the last couple of years, we don't get very many prints.
No.
Most people do this
gone to
digitally.
digital.
And that's once a month, except July and August. We meet out at the St. Paul's Lutheran Church on West Water in Port Huron Township on those two Wednesdays a month. And we invite everybody to join us. We like to educate people about photography, and the competitions are actually to educate people. You learn more I learn more about my photography by having the judges judge and make their constructive comments about our pictures.
How many, round figure, how many people are in the club?
We have, I believe, about 50 members.
Oh, that's a good group.
And active,
Some go, some go.
active
any club.
about 30.
Yeah.
When we do competitions each month, every photographer can enter up to 3 pictures, and we usually have between 50 and 60 pictures, photos, to be judged every month. So we have an active group, and it's a lot of fun. We do Every year they have a booth at the Marysville Art Show
Okay, yes.
in August.
Yep.
And
there.
members are allowed to sell their wares at that. We try to do at least one trip a year. They just, 2 weekends ago, last weekend, I was busy, I couldn't go. They went up to Traverse City, did some color pictures.
Oh, that was beautiful.
There's a hospital or prison, or a vacant prison or something like that up there, and they went in there, took a tour of that, and took pictures in there.
Traverse City State Hospital.
That's what
So
it
it's
is.
an
I'm
old,
sorry, yeah.
mental institution which
Yeah.
is closed and abandoned.
Right.
And now it's a renaissance, and
Right.
there's some beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
scenes of old stuff and new stuff there.
Yeah,
a
there's
great
some of the
spot.
pictures from that they took on our Facebook page. Blue Water Sutterbugs does have a Facebook page. You can't, other than members, post pictures on it, but you can see it and you can see what we're about.
But you've got an event coming up.
We have an event
at
coming up.
And a remodeled theater. A mutual friend of ours, Mr. Gary Coes, very popular guy, very active guy.
Yes.
Purchased the Mariner Theater in downtown Marine City and has
Yes.
completely restored it.
Yes.
And he's going to, he's got together with you guys, and Blue Water Shutterbug is having a woman by the name of Lisa Langell.
Yes.
And she is originally from Marine City,
Correct.
lives out in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Right.
And she's going to have a show. What's the show going to be about?
Her show is going to be wildlife photography from vision, and I'm going to say this wrong,
Fruition.
fruition. And what she's saying is she would like to help people learn that no matter what kind of camera and lens they have, and I'm assuming she means even a point and shoot, how they can take wildlife pictures and have your friends, and if you're anything going ooh and ah over them.
You brought along some of her work, and you brought along a couple of yours. Let's
Yeah.
maybe we'll throw them up on the back screen here.
Okay.
And okay, this is one of yours. Talk
This
to me
is
about
one of
what you
mine.
did here.
This is a Nico Blue hydrangea, and I was traveling out in Nova Scotia earlier this summer, and I was just amazed with these flowers.
Oh, they're
just
gorgeous.
it's really hard for us here to get that blue
Yeah.
with our soil, and they grew wild almost out there. So this was one that I entered in competition a month or so ago and did very well. And these, I like mackerels, so my stuff is usually close-ups, but there's all kinds of categories that you can enter.
Okay. What's your next one here is one of yours. Got the next one, fellas? No, there we go.
There we go. This is a Jane Magnolia blossom from this spring, early this spring. And like I said, I like mackerels, so I like flowers,
Okay.
obvious from the business we're in. So that was another one that I entered earlier this year. And I enjoy that kind of thing.
From my side of the table, I like the framing that you've got when you had the little bit of touch of the green and the other
Yeah.
ones. I can
Yeah.
notice those kinds of things. Now let's go along to Lisa's work here. It was going to be on display. Oh my God! Talk to me about that one.
I
Mountain range someplace.
Yeah, she lives out west, and this is a volcanic range out there. And I don't know exactly where it is, but it's a gorgeous. Look at all the different colors
Oh.
and the depth to it. And her photography. Anybody that wants to come to this is just thoroughly going to enjoy not only her pictures but her creativeness of doing this.
Okay, next we have. That's where you meet.
This is where we meet in the church down in, and I guess you can see why it's a smaller room, why the Mariner Theater
Yeah.
is beyond Lisa being from Marine City, a really good place that it's
Right.
going to showcase her very well.
And people will get a chance if they haven't seen Gary's new
That's right.
event. Okay, now this is back to one of Lisa's.
Yeah, this is.
Look at the bird in flight.
Yes, beautiful. Bilduck.
Look at the colors in the.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, her photography is just wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, next. Oh, look at that.
This is, I think she named this a sharing gift.
Maybe I'll share. Maybe I won't. Okay, next. Oh,
This is from Alaska.
I hope that was shot with a telephoto lens.
I'm
and
not sure about.
that she wasn't that close.
But she does have a telephoto lens, which you'll see from the picture that I have of her in a little bit. But you know, look at all the detail and the color of the eyes and the flash in the eyes.
Ooh, look at that! And
isn't that beautiful?
Out of focus on the right side. And
depth of field picture.
Depth of field.
The flower and the butterfly are in complete focus, and the background is out of focus. We call that a depth of field picture, and it's the out of focus just kind of frames the picture out.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
Well, you've got, this is the Blue Water Sutterbugs Camera Club, and you meet on Wednesday evenings, 7 o'clock, once a
7
month?
p.m., twice a month.
Twice a month.
Educational on the second Wednesday, and our competitions are on the third Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And it's at St. Paul's Church on West Water Street in Port Huron Township.
But you've got a website, which
we have a website, which is
bwshutterbugs.org.
Yes.
That's an easy one.
Yes, check out our website, and there's pictures of other people's entries into our competitions that roll on our homepage. Okay. Lots of information there.
And this is the flyer that we brought us, or I saw today. Thursday, November the 5th, or just around next week, or this week when this program's airing, 7 to 9 o'clock, Mariner Theater. It's absolutely free. Limited seating.
Limited seating. So you need to contact me. My phone number is there and my email address, because there's only so many seats. So therefore, we need to limit this to, it's actually around 50 people. Now, the one thing is, if we get a really, really good response, Gary and Laura has said, well, maybe we should do another one the next day. And I've talked to Lisa about it, and she says, well, I could probably do that. So hopefully we have a wonderful, large response.
Okay, and that number is 329-9466. Great,
correct.
Easy number, 329-9466.
Yes.
And they can give you a call.
They can give me a call.
Well, it's been a pleasure I'm glad we hooked up today and got you in here. I am too. And you have a very interesting life with the photography and with the nursery business.
I enjoy my life. I enjoy it.
You can tell it. You can see it on your face.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll have you back. That's about it for this edition of the Focus Program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Tune in again soon for another episode of Focus. Make sure to check CTV out on www.watchctv.org or like us on Facebook.